Hello everyone. Hope all of you are doing well. If you see the first slide here, it says welcome to the team. Now, what is the reason I have put welcome to the team? I usually put up a screen which says introduction to the topic. Now, yes, this topic, what we are going to be studying, is going to be related to the team. So who is going to welcome you to the team is what we are going to look forward into this particular session. So all of you are my team members and I'm, let's say, your leader, and I'm introducing you saying, welcome students to my team. So let's start off the session. I hope you watched the previous videos and the sessions was quite interesting for you, and the learning is as well easy for you. So here we are going to cover a very important topic which is called as you are going to okay, yes, it's leadership. Now we need to ask ourselves, are leaders born or are they created or made? Okay, so each of you is going to ask yourself, are you born as a leader, or as you lead your life you pick up the traits of a leader and then you become a successful person who can motivate your team and you become a leader? So that's what we need to ask ourselves, whether we are born as a leader or we pick up the traits as to become a leader. So, as you have studied the first two elements of directing, leadership comes under the third element of directing. The first one is supervision. We have already completed all the topics under supervision. The second one is motivation. We have also covered the topics under motivation, Maslow's hierarchical needs, the importance of motivation, and the other questions what we have under motivation. Then the third element of directing is leadership. Okay, so you can actually see leadership comes from a person called as a leader who needs to lead his team, okay, successfully by motivating them and pushing them forward without even the team members knowing that they are being pushed. Okay, so how are they going to do that is what we're going to see in this particular session. And I'm going to tell you a story in between your session so that it can be little interesting and it will take your mind off, and you can also dream to be a team leader or a manager when you're going to start working. Okay, so the topics that we're going to learn today in this session, that's leadership, is define leadership and the features of leadership, which will come for a 2-marker. Usually definitions are asked for 2 markers in your board paper. Importance of leadership, so far it's not been asked, but even if it is going to be asked in this paper, that's a 2020 paper, the final exam paper, they had asked the features of leadership for a 2-marker. So I remember correcting the board paper and the answers I had to correct. So please ensure this features and the importance of leadership, you are learning it for 2 marks so that you can remember what you need to write under these topics. So the next one is the qualities of a good leader, and this topic is very important and it's a very easy topic. And the last one is the leadership styles, which will come for a 4-marker. If you see this particular topics to be learned under leadership, you may actually think there's a lot, but actually you already know these answers and it's very simple. I will prove it that you know these answers. Now, what is the terminology or word called leadership? You have to just break this word. Leadership comes from leading. Okay, a leader is leading his team and motivating his members to ensure that the organizational goals are achieved. So what's the meaning of who a leader is? A leader always plays a very important role so that there is success and excellence in the organization. So whatever process he is using, if you see the diagram here, I have said this is a leader who is pushing his employees so that they are able to achieve the goals. So what is he doing? He is influencing the people even without them knowing. So what happens is you voluntarily start working towards the organization to achieve your goals. So example, let's say I'm a teacher and you're my student. So what happens? I'm voluntarily ensuring that you are submitting your assignments, you are studying so that you'd be able to achieve your goals, that is to pass the examination. So leadership meaning is very simple. So the definition will come for a 2 marker is what I was telling you. So please ensure this definition you are learning. Okay, now what is this definition according to Snooze and Odell? The definition says leadership is the ability of a manager to induce means what? To push his employees, to force. We cannot say force, it's to push. Okay, or to motivate his employees to work with confidence and zeal is that fire which is burning within your heart, that you want to achieve your goals, you want to do really well in the organization. Then either one of these definitions you can actually study, and there's another definition which I've also given. Either one of them you can study, whichever is simple for you. Leadership is the activity of influencing people and to strive willingly. Strive willingly means they themselves know that they have to achieve the organizational goals. Nobody is going to keep pushing them and forcing them. It's not a forceful activity, it's a willing activity so that they're able to achieve the organizational goals. So either one of the definition you will learn for a 2 marker. Okay. The next one is features of leadership. You would only learn the words which I have underlined. If you learn the underlined words, that is more than enough. Now, what is the features of leadership? If you see, you just imagine a person being your team leader. Okay. Now, what is this job of a team leader? He needs to influence others. Okay. What is the job of a team leader? He needs to influence his team members to ensure that they are working good. So whatever negative behavior you have, okay, or let's say you don't have a negative behavior, but you are really doubtful of doing the job. You don't know how to do the job. So what is he doing? He's changing that doubtful behavior of yours into a positive behavior so that you'd be able to work independently as a person. He's guiding you. Then the next third one is it indicates interpersonal relationship. What is it? It's a bonding between the middle level management and the lower level management. So it's an interpersonal relationship between the leader and his followers. Followers refers to employees. Then what else is he helping you do? He's helping you achieve the goals, telling you, you know what, this is what the job you are supposed to do. This is the actual performance that you need to achieve. So please ensure that you are able to achieve the targets. I don't want to be right behind your neck holding you. So this is your job that you're this is the job that you need to do. So what is he doing? He's motivating you. He's ensuring that he is pushing you an extra mile to achieve your goals, and you're not frustrated of it because you're getting paid for the job that you are doing. So willingly you are happily doing your job. And it is a continuous process. By now, whatever in management chapters we are seeing, it is everything is a continuous process. Supervision is a continuous process. Motivation is a continuous process. Planning, organizing, everything is a continuous process. Why? Because we do not work just for a day and we don't stop. We work continuously from months together and years together, right? Then the next last one is it's the ability of the individual to influence others. So what are you doing? You are getting influenced by your manager here. See, he's changing your behaviors and he's influencing you to do good in the organization. So automatically what happens? You ensure that you are able to influence this individual behavior. You are helping to influence others in the organization as well. So the next topic that we're going to be studying is importance of leadership. Now, here I'm going to introduce a story to you so that you would understand what is this importance of leadership and what are the qualities of a leadership or leader. Now, all of us need to understand that one day or the other, we need to lead a team. We need to lead a family. We need to lead people around us. So here is a story for you. It's a very different story and I found it really interesting and motivating. It is a jungle story where you find the different traits or qualities of different animals, but we still believe that lion is the king of the jungle. So I may go a little fast, but you can probably listen clearly to whatever I'm saying. So let's start. Now, in the jungle, which animal is the biggest? I'm sure you know it's the elephant. In the jungle, which animal is the tallest? I know you know it's the giraffe. In the jungle, which animal is the wisest? I'm sure you know it's the fox. In the jungle, which animal is the fastest? I'm sure we all know it's the cheetah. Among all these qualities mentioned, where is the lion in the picture? Yet you say lion is the king of the jungle, even without any of these qualities. And why is that? Because the lion is courageous. The lion is bold. The lion is always ready to face any challenges, any barriers that comes across it, no matter how big or bad they are. The lion walks with confidence. The lion dares anything and is never afraid. He feels he is unstoppable and is a risk taker. And he never believes that he will share his food with anyone else. The lion believes any opportunity is worth giving a try and never lets it slip away from it. So, this lion is a very beautiful animal. So what is it we get to learn from this animal? You don't need to be the fastest. You don't have to be the wisest. Neither do you have to be the smartest. You don't need to be brilliant either. So what you need? You don't need to be generally accepted or achieve your dreams to be great in life. All that you need in life is courage, to be bold, to ensure that you would try to do something different. All you need to be is find the possibility in everything that's impossible and feel that you can motivate people who are around you. So be a lion in your life. So what is that I wanted to tell you in this particular story? Whatever subject it may be, whatever topic, I tried my level best to keep you motivated with it. So, what are the importance of leadership? Yes, courage is very important for a leader. Why? If a leader is not courageous, he cannot motivate his team to go forward. And a leader needs to be positively motivated. He should have a positive attitude so that he is able to push his team members to do the impossible. Otherwise, see, in the word impossible, there's a word called possible. So the leader is a leader is a person who has to be motivated enough or positive enough to ensure that he's pushing his team forward. Now, what is this diagram shows you here? This diagram shows you that a leader is the one who's separating conflicts between his team members. He ensures that there is no conflicts between his team members. They are all working together as a team. Now, if you look at the fourth picture, he ensures that, a leader ensures that there is proper training and development given to his employees so that any new employee coming into the organization would not suffer without having proper training. Then, who is a leader? He is a person who has confidence, he is a person who has vision, and he wants to work together along with his team to achieve the organizational goals. And the last importance of leadership is he wants to follow new ways to motivate his team and to ensure that there's no one way of doing a certain, let's say, a task. He finds out different ways to doing complicated tasks so that there is no turnbacks in whatever he is doing. So if you see, with the help of these pictures, you can understand what is the importance of leadership. The same points what I had explained, I put it up here so that any time for you to help in your notes, frame your notes, it would help you. So who is the leadership? He is positively contributing to the energies of the team, and he also produces good results to their followers. Who's to their followers? That's to his team members. Then a leader maintains personal relationship. I told you, right? How is he maintaining personal relationship? By bringing in confidence, support, and he encourages his fellow colleagues to work good in the organization. He also introduces required changes in the organization so that if there's any change that's brought into the organization, the employees are happily accepting change. And this one point I also explained it in the topic called motivation. Then a leader handles conflicts effectively. He doesn't want his team members to have unhealthy conflicts. So what does he do? Even before he can sense there is conflicts, he will ensure that he is solving the problems of his employees. And the last point is he provides training to their subordinates, and he ensures that he is building a successful team so that let's say no new employee is going to say that they were not properly trained, or let's say no old employee would say that there's no growth in this organization. So that is why I say when you are going to pass out from your degree, when you're going to start working, you should ensure that you are positively going to be motivated enough to have these traits of a leader. So that's the reason I actually told you the story of a lion also. Why? Because lion is courageous. It doesn't have all the other traits of being the fastest animal, being the tallest animal, but what? It ensures that it lives in a pack with its family members, it supports its own members, and it ensures to encourage and back up its own people. So what is happening here? So even a leader in the organization should ensure that he is keeping his team one. There is no conflicts in the. Now, the most important topic is the qualities of a good leader, which I told you is a definite 8 marker in your exam. So please ensure that you are studying this answer. Okay, marking it important for you. Now, what are the qualities of a leader? The notes are there in the PPT slide, but it's easy for you to understand it this way. Now, what is physical feature? Now, physical features is nothing but your team leader or your manager, whoever you're looking up as a role model to look them up as a leader, should be strong. He should be determined. That's physically, mentally. He should be a strong person. He or she should be a strong person. So what is it? They should have a well-built physique. That doesn't mean if you are a fat person, you will not be a proper leader. It's not that. You motivate people, telling them that they can work better by the way your physical presence, the way you present yourself. So the second one is the knowledge that the leader possesses. The second most important quality of a leader is knowledge. Why? Knowledge comes with education, with experience, and with the skills that the leader has gained throughout his experience. So that is the reason I put up a small picture for you. See where it says education, experience, learning, information, and through his education and experience, he gains a lot of skill and knowledge, which is very important for him for team guidance. The third one is integrity and honesty. He cannot be a leader who lies on his own employees or his own subordinates. He should ensure that he is equally balancing his employees and his management. That's the top level management, because he is the one who's bridging the gap between the top level and the lower level. He should be a person who is very good in his communication skills, because if he is able to communicate good, I've seen many people in certain organizations where their English is very bad, but their mother tongue accent or their mother tongue is very good. So what happens, even if they become proper team leaders and managers, they cannot move up they cannot probably delegate things properly, because they don't have good communication skills. They don't understand what the subordinates are going through. So that is the reason one of the important quality of a leader should be communication. Then the fifth one is motivation. You remember, right? In all your features and in your more importance of Leadership, I've told you, motivation stands very important. Why? Because you're handling a team. When you're handling a team, you need to motivate your team to believe that all your impossible should be changed into possible. All your can'ts has to be changed into can. So the next one is initiative. What is initiative? It's not that just because you are a leader, you would leave your team, you would not bother about your team, you will say, okay, they are burdenized with work, let them figure out how to do their job. No, you are also being one of them and you are helping them to do the job. So what is happening? The team members see you as a very important person who is helping in the team building or team bonding. Next one is decisiveness. There's a numbering mistake. This is 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay. So decisiveness means what? The team member, the team leader or the manager, that is a leader. Sometimes he may feel that I don't know which is the right path to take. Whether it's this is what I should do, this is what I'm not supposed to do, maybe, may not be. But what is happening at the end of the day? He is not confusing his team. He is ensuring that if he is taking a decision saying yes, he follows this decision. If he says no, it is a no decision. There is no maybes in between for him. So if it's a yes, it's a yes. If it's a no, it's a no. So that's the meaning of the word called decisiveness. So based on his yes, his team members will also move. Based on his no, his team members would also move. The next one is social skills. What is the social skills? Many organizations, these team members, okay, a group, your team would go for, let's say, lunch or outing, or they would go to, let's say, for a movie as a team. Now what is the reason for it? It works very important for team building. Between whom? Between the team leaders and the manager and the team members. And it, whatever conflicts are there, it would get resolved. Why? Because apart from you doing your job, you are let's say speaking to each other, you're understanding the pulse of each other to know, okay, this is the background of this person, okay, this is how the person is struggling. So what is happening? This team bonding which is happening. So again, the team leader, he needs to know how social skills needs to be brought in into the team. And then last, ninth one is confidence. See, just being confident is not really needed. He needs to be self-confident. That means what? He needs to be aware that he is handling a team. He needs to know that he can successfully handle the team without any problems, and even if problems comes his way, he will know how to solve those problems. So that is what is called as self confidence. It's not needed for him to be confident, but he should be self confident on his own. So the same thing I have put here in your notes so that it's easy for you to understand. Okay, so under physical feature, I'm underlining height, weight, and all that. Then under knowledge, you know what I've already underlined: skill, education, competency. Then integrity is one word. Integrity is nothing but everyone works together as a team. Okay, and where values and ethics, that means if I say that this is what your value is, you need to follow it. Initiative is nothing but, I already told you, even before others are taking up things, you are helping the team members to cope with the things. Communication skills is, it needs to be very clear. Why? Because anything he needs to clearly explain it to his subordinates. So he should be a good listener and he should also be able to counsel people. Next one is he should be an effective motivator, because without motivation the team members will not be able to achieve their goals. Somewhere or the other, as a human being, everybody gets demotivated. So self-confidence again is very much important in most of the difficult times. He should know how to manage it with the confidence that he has even when things are going rough. Then decisiveness means what? All his, if it's a yes, he should say yes, it is an yes, and according to that they should move. It's not that he confuses the team. And social skills refers to friendly bondings which you can have among the team members, which is good for the organization because you are building a strong team. So you, at the end of the day, it's easy for you to achieve the organizational goals. The last topic for today is leadership styles, and it's one of the most simple and the most, let's say, easiest topic. Okay, and this topic will come as a 5 marker, or or it'll come as a 4 marker. So most of the time this topic comes as a 4 marker. So, and it's a very easy topic. Now, what is this leadership styles? Leadership styles is nothing but a person, the leader who you say. Every person is different, so every leader is also different. One leader would be very rude. He would say, what I say, that is what you're going to follow. That's the end. Another leader would say, I am going to consider to whatever you are going to say. So see here, it says, I put up some quotes for you so that it's interesting. I think that my leadership style is to get people to fear saying in place, to fear not changing. So what is this kind of leadership? This kind of leadership, the person here, whoever is the leader, he wants people to fear him. Is that a good leadership style? No, it is not a good leadership style. Okay, so we'll see which type of leadership says that you are not supposed to change anything what I say, you're going to follow everything I say. Now another quote says, my leadership style can be summed up in one word: followers. That means what? He takes into consideration whatever I am saying, he takes into consideration whatever his team members are saying. Okay, so it's one of the good way style of leadership, and is one of the most popular ones. It has a name, I'll tell you, but now you can see how it works. The third one is, thinking is the greatest torture. That means somewhere you feel, no, he's a very lazy leader. He cannot, he feels that thinking, that means what? Doing the job is the greatest torture, but he is a leader, he's a team leader, or he's a manager in the world for most people. And what kind of a leader can this be? Now, there are leadership styles like this which is existing. So there are three styles of leadership. The three styles of leadership is autocratic, that is authoritarian leader, if you cannot pronounce this word, authoritarian leader it's called, democratic or participative leader, and the last one is laissez-faire leader, just like the quotes I put up for you. So what is the autocratic leader? If you actually see, autocratic leader, this is a leader, he's saying, if I tell you to do X, you will do only X. That means you will not change anything whatever I am saying. That means we'll write no change. Whatever the leader is saying, that is the end. Now, who's a laissez-faire leader? Laissez-faire leader says, we will see if there is any change that needs to be done. We will see if the change can be brought in. Okay, sorry. The laissez-faire leader is the one who says, you see whatever you want to do. I am not going to put my head into it. I'm least bothered with whatever you're going to do. You take up decisions whichever you feel is right and wrong. That is how a laissez-faire leader, he's probably lazy leader or free run leader. A democratic leader says, he discusses things with his team members and he says, whichever is the best we would select. Now with the help of pictures, you can understand what I was telling. So look at the picture for an autocratic leader. He says, I am in control. I will not bother whether you're able to do the job or no, but whatever job I'm saying, you have to do. That means what? He expects his subordinates to obey his orders. Okay, so this type of leadership, it's very difficult for the subordinates to manage because he is in the commanding position. So this person is in the commanding position. The democratic or participative leader means what? He develops the plans. Look at the picture again. She is the leader here. Okay, he is the leader. They develop plans, they discuss it with their team members, and whichever plan is the best, they discuss it whether they have to do it or whether they have to change it. This kind of leadership is mostly used nowadays. It's most common nowadays in most of the MNC companies. Why? Because every organization wants to grow and they feel that every employee has the best idea. So they invite the ideas of the employees. Okay. So the last one is laissez-faire or free rein leader. That means what? He does not believe in the use of power, okay, unless it's absolutely necessary. So what is his goal? He says, I trust you. I feel you'll take the right decision. So what happens? It becomes very difficult for the group members to solve problems by their own because they don't know if they're taking the right decision or they don't know if they're taking a wrong decision, because all the independence is given in the hands of the team members and he is happily enjoying himself. So it is very difficult, this form of leadership. Now coming down to, I'm sure you are able to understand these type of leadership styles, and this leadership styles will come for a 4 marker. So we have concluded with our big topic, that is the third element of directing, that's leadership. I hope it was really helpful for you. The topics that we discussed today is the meaning of leadership, why is it important, what is the features of leadership, then what are the leadership styles that we have, what are the different styles of leadership, and the qualities of leadership also, important qualities that a leader has to possess. You can study this topic with the help or imagining about your teacher, that's your lecturer also, because again your lecturer or your teachers are also leaders where they motivate you and they push you. They may be rude at you sometime, but they still are someone who look up to you and you look up to them as well. So please ensure that if you liked this particular kind of teaching, the way that I have narrated, please leave a comment telling, ma'am, it was very helpful for us. So if you have not subscribed, please subscribe so that any latest videos, it would directly be there in your inbox. And thank you so much for patiently listening.